All right, let's dive right into this. There's a powerful new form of finance, and it's sitting on millions of phones right now. It promises instant cash with just a few taps, but as you're about to see, that convenience, it can come with a very, very sharp edge. You know, this one phrase, anugerah atau musibah, which means gift or disaster, it just perfectly sums up the whole story of online loans. It comes from anthropologist Lutfia Umbo, and it really sets the stage for everything we're going to talk about. Is this technology a lifeline, or is it a trap?
Now, to get a sense of just how big this is, try to wrap your head around this number. That's 27.44 trillion rupiah. That's the total amount of outstanding online loan debt in Indonesia as of early 2024. So this isn't some little niche thing. No way. This is a massive financial engine.
So what exactly is this machine, and why has it become so incredibly popular, especially with younger people? Let's break it down.
Okay, so at its core, it's pretty simple. It's a financial service built on technology that cuts out the old-school bank. It just connects people who have money with people who need it, and it all happens through an app on your phone. The key features? No face-to-face meetings, and crucially, no collateral. You don't have to put up your house or your car. The whole system is designed for one thing: speed.
And this is why it's so tempting. I mean, think about it. Traditional banks, they can be super slow, kind of complicated, but with these apps, all you often need is your ID card. And the money, it can be in your account in less than a day. Plus, you can't escape it. The ads are all over TikTok and Instagram, making it seem totally normal, easy, and, well, essential.
And look at where all this debt is piling up. It's not spread out evenly at all. You've got West Java, Jakarta, and East Java just towering over everyone else. This tells us the debt is really concentrated in the country's economic centers, where the pressure to spend and keep up is the most intense.
All right, so let's look at the gift side of things first, because when it's used for the right reasons, this technology can be a genuine lifeline. And these aren't just hypotheticals. These are real stories. Hasna needed a textbook for her class, like, that day. Tootie was about to get kicked out of her boarding house because her parents' money was late. And Ayu, she used a loan to pay back a friend, knowing that money problems can destroy a friendship. In these situations, the speed of online loans solved a real critical problem. Okay, but here's where things take a turn. Let's flip the coin and see how that gift can turn into a disaster. This is where that line between our needs and our wants gets dangerously blurry.
See the shift? We've gone from essentials to desires. We're talking about using debt to chase online shopping deals, or like Nana, funding a lifestyle just to fit in with friends. For Taya, it even became money for online gambling. This is the point where the machine starts feeding our impulses, not our necessities.
This quote from a student named Mawar, wow, it's powerful. She called it a magnet that always pulls her. That just perfectly captures that feeling of addiction, that loss of control. The ease of borrowing becomes this constant temptation that's almost impossible to resist, even for stuff she knows doesn't matter.
And that brings us right to the heart of it. If the risks of this debt spiral are so obvious, why do so many people fall into the trap? Well, the answer goes way deeper than just money.
This is the big question, right? We're not talking about a lack of intelligence here. So what is really going on? It turns out the answer completely flips a common idea we have about how we handle our money.
We always hear the same solution, don't we? Just teach people more about money. If they understand the risks, they'll make rational choices. Simple. But, well, the research shows it's really not that straightforward.
And get this, a 2023 study found that being financially literate had pretty much no effect on people's attitudes towards money. What that means is, just knowing that high-interest debt is a bad idea often isn't enough to stop someone from taking it. The problem isn't a lack of knowledge, it's something else.
So if it's not about knowledge, what is it? Well, it's all this stuff happening inside our heads. It's that rush you get from compulsive buying. It's a simple lack of self-control in a moment of weakness. It's that intense peer pressure to look a certain way or live a certain life. And it's what researchers call your debt attitude, your deep-down gut feeling about whether debt is okay or not. These feelings, they often have way more power over us than the facts do. So, given all that, what can we actually do about it? Understanding the problem is half the battle. Now let's look at what some of the solutions might be, both for us as individuals and for the whole system. Okay, on a personal level, here are some really solid rules of thumb. The 30% rule is a great one. Never let your total debt payments be more than 30% of your monthly income. And this one is absolutely critical. Only use platforms that are registered with the OJK. Seriously,
That is your #1 defense against illegal lenders who use dangerous and unethical tactics.
But look, personal responsibility can only get you so far. The system itself has to have some safety nets. That means stronger government regulation to put a cap on insane interest rates and to crack down on illegal lenders. It means making the platforms themselves lend more responsibly. And it means providing real support, not just financial advice, but psychological counseling to help people break that cycle of addiction we talked about.
So in the end, it all comes down to this one question. We've built this instant money machine that offers incredible convenience. There's no doubt about that. But we've also seen how that same machine can create a cycle of debt that is incredibly hard to escape. Is the gift worth the risk of the disaster? That's the question that everyone, from borrowers to the people in charge, has to answer.